It was a usual working day. Early in the morning, a well-dressed woman was going along the street. She saw a homeless person and stopped in front of him. It was evident that the woman was accustomed to luxury. She was wearing an expensive coat, and by her appearance, one could immediately see that she had never gone hungry. At first, the man thought sadly that she only wanted to laugh at him, like everyone else. "Please leave me alone," the beggar grumbled. But to his surprise, the woman remained standing in front of him. She was smiling happily with a sparkling snow-white smile. "Are you hungry?" she asked. The man replied, "No, now go away." He started to get angry. The woman's smile became even wider, and suddenly the man felt her soft hand on his shoulder. He said angrily, "What are you doing? Leave me alone." At that moment, a policeman came up to them and asked, "Ma'am, are you having any problems?" "No problem, officer. I am just trying to help him get up." The policeman was surprised and said, "But this is Beggar Joe. He's been making problems for years." "He does not bother me," the woman said. "I'm just trying to help him." "But what do you want from him?" the policeman asked. "I just want to take him to a cafe to buy him some food and to take him away from this cold place, at least for a little while," the woman replied. "You are crazy," the beggar said through gritted teeth. The man, no matter how much the woman insisted, continued to refuse, and even when the policeman came up to them, he repeated, "I do not want to go anywhere. What is happening? Leave me alone. I did nothing." "Come on, old man, this is a good chance for you," the officer whispered to him. Finally, with incredible effort, the woman and the policeman took Joe to a cafe, where they put him at a table in the corner. It was almost noon. Most of the people had already had their breakfast, and had not arrived for lunch yet. The cafe manager came up and asked, "What is going on here, officer? What is this man doing here?" The policeman replied, "This woman brought him here to eat something." "No, no," the manager cried out. "A man like him in my cafe harms business." The old beggar grinned through his sparse teeth. "Now will you let me go? I did not want to go from the very beginning," the man said. The woman went to the manager and smiled. "Sorry, do you know the company Evans & Partners, a law firm located a few streets away?" "Of course I know them. They gather every week in one of my banquet rooms. At these weekly meetings I make good money, but why are you asking?" "I am Holly Evans, the president and the owner of the company." There was silence. The man was astounded. The woman smiled again. "I thought it might influence your decision." The policeman could not help laughing. Holly told the manager, "And can the officer have some coffee?" The manager of the cafe immediately turned around and said he would bring him a cup of coffee. She sat down at the table opposite her guest and looked into his eyes intently. "Joe, do you remember me?" The old man looked at her and said, "Your face seems familiar to me, but I do not know." "Look, Joe, I may have changed, but when you worked here many years ago, I once came here through the same door, suffering from hunger and cold." A few tears appeared on the woman's cheeks. "Is that true?" the officer asked, not believing his ears. He could not even think that this woman could ever have been hungry in her life. She continued her story. "I had just graduated from the university, arrived in the city looking for a job, but I couldn't find anything. When I was on my last coins, they drove me out of my apartment. I was walking along the street. It was very cold. I was almost dead from starvation. I saw this place and came in, although I realized that I had little chance of getting food here. And you accepted me with a smile, Joe." "Yes, I remember," the old man said. "I worked at the counter. You came close and asked if you could work for food with us." "Yes, but you replied that it was against the rules of the cafe, but you made me the biggest meat sandwich I had ever seen. You gave me a cup of coffee, and I went to the corner of the cafe to enjoy my lunch. Honestly, I was afraid that you would have problems because of this. I realized that you had paid for my food yourself. After that, I calmed down, realizing that everything would be fine." "So you started your business?" old Joe asked. "Yes, I found a job that very day. I worked hard and I was able to rise to the top. Then I started my own business and it became prosperous." She took a business card from her pocket and said, "When you finish with your food, I want you to go to the HR director in my company. I think that he can even give you some money in advance so that you can get clothes and find a place to live in order to come work for us. If you ever need something, my door is always open for you." The old man could not hold back his tears. "How can I thank you?" he asked. "Thank God, not me, for bringing me to you." The woman told the policeman, "Thank you for your help, officer." The policeman replied, "It's nothing, thank you. Today I saw a real miracle. I will never forget it." Holly looked at the beggar and said, "See you soon, Joe," and she left the cafe. Joe and the policeman stayed there. Both of them were silent. The old man was crying. The officer looked at Joe and said, "You changed your fate, friend. Now you get the benefits of what you once did." This story is a perfect example of the fact that good deeds always return. It may take years to happen, but the more people you help, the more opportunities will open for you.